Let's be honest, there's one food we can all agree on: pizza. No matter who you are, where you're from, or what toppings you love, there's something about a hot, cheesy slice that hits every time. And when it comes to delivering that experience to millions daily, no one does it quite like Domino's. From a major recipe overhaul to robots, supply chains, and custom-made ovens on wheels, Domino's has redefined the pizza game. So today we're going behind the scenes to show you exactly how a Domino's pizza is made, from dough to doorstep. Back in 2009, Domino's was in trouble. Customers were brutally honest. They said the crust tasted like cardboard, and the sauce like ketchup. That's tough to hear for any company, especially one that built its entire brand around pizza. But instead of ignoring the criticism, Domino's leaned in. In 2010, they did something most brands wouldn't dare. They admitted their pizza wasn't good and completely reinvented their recipe from scratch. They redesigned everything: the crust, the sauce, the cheese. This wasn't just a tweak, it was a full-blown reboot. And it worked. Domino's skyrocketed to the top of the pizza chain rankings, beating out Pizza Hut and becoming the largest pizza company in the US by revenue. To handle the demand of over 3 million pizzas a day, Domino's relies on 25 supply chain centers across the US. These facilities prepare fresh dough, store premium toppings, and chill sauces. Never frozen. Every franchise gets deliveries multiple times a week. Each truck brings everything they need: dough balls, shredded cheese, sauce containers, pepperoni packs, ready to assemble and bake fresh the moment your order hits the app. Domino's dough starts with a mix of water, oil, yeast, salt, sugar, and a secret seasoning blend called the goodie bag. Everything goes into a massive 800-pound mixing vat. After adding flour, the dough is mixed, then portioned into exact sizes using a machine. Each piece is shaped into a perfect ball, passes through a metal detector, and is placed in trays, 8 per tray. Instead of freezing, the dough is chilled for 1 hour to preserve texture. Trays are stacked, moved to cold storage, and delivered fresh to stores ready for pizza making. For the sauce, Domino's sources from partners who follow their exact recipe. It starts with crates of concentrated tomato paste, each weighing over 1,500 pounds. The paste is broken down in ribbon blenders and transferred into 1,300-gallon tanks. There, it's mixed with vinegar, salt, sweeteners, and a secret spice blend: garlic, oregano, basil, chili powder, black pepper, even a touch of peppermint. After heating and blending, the sauce becomes thick, creamy, and bold, then is poured into 32-ounce containers and shipped chilled to supply centers. Domino's mozzarella comes from high-end dairy producers like Lino Foods. It starts with fresh part-skim milk, pumped in at nearly 400 gallons per minute. After pasteurization, the milk is cooled and mixed with 2 bacterial cultures, Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus delbrueckii, to start fermentation. These cultures turn milk sugars into lactic acid, giving mozzarella its signature tang. Then comes rennet, the enzyme that curdles the milk into a soft gel called curd. Once separated from the liquid whey, the curds are transported to a cooker stretcher, where they're heated to 136 degrees Fahrenheit and stretched into long, stretchy cheese. The mozzarella is then brined for 4 hours, shredded, vacuum-sealed in 5-pound bags, and chilled for delivery. Pepperoni? That's a story of science and spice. Domino's uses a mix of 80% pork and 20% beef, seasoned with cayenne, paprika, fennel, salt, and more. The meat is ground and mixed with a lactic acid culture that helps with safe fermentation. It's stuffed into collagen casings hung in warm, humid rooms for 1 to 2 days to ferment, then dried for up to 60 days. This aging process gives pepperoni its classic tang and chew. Finally, the casings are removed, and the links are sliced into thin, uniform rounds and sealed into bags. When your order comes in, the team gets straight to work. The dough, delivered fresh from the supply center, is pulled from the fridge and allowed to rest. Then it's placed on a cornmeal-dusted surface and hand-stretched into a perfect circle using a 6-finger technique. No rollers or presses involved. Next, the dough is placed on a baking screen and the sauce is spread using Domino's signature spoon, a spoon-ladle hybrid, typically in just 3 quick swirls. Then come 2 big handfuls of mozzarella, evenly scattered from edge to center. Toppings like pepperoni are added in a spiral pattern to ensure full coverage. The pizza is then baked in a 465-degree Fahrenheit conveyor oven for exactly 7 minutes, emerging golden, bubbling, and ready to slice. Domino's has always pushed the limits of pizza delivery. They invented the corrugated pizza box to keep the cheese off the lid, and the heatwave bag to keep pizzas piping hot. Today, they've gone even further, with GPS tracking, custom delivery cars with built-in ovens, robotic deliveries, and even pinpoint drop-offs at parks or beaches. So when that hot pizza arrives at your door, just know it's backed by smart tech, fast systems, and a whole lot of innovation. So the next time you take a bite of that crispy crust and gooey cheese, remember, it's not just pizza. It's the result of years of innovation, trial, error, and some seriously smart food engineering. Now here's a question for you. What's your go-to Domino's topping combo? Drop it in the comments. And if you found this process as mouth-watering as we did, stay tuned for more behind-the-scenes food stories. See you next time. Today, we embark on an exciting journey behind the scenes of one of the biggest coffee empires in the world, Starbucks. Did you know Starbucks holds up to 57% of the US coffee shop market? With over 34,000 stores in 83 countries, its iconic green logo and handcrafted beverages have become part of the modern lifestyle. But what really goes into producing that perfect cup of Starbucks coffee? Let's dive in. Starbucks began in 1971 at Pike Place Market in Seattle. The original store, founded by Zev Siegel, Jerry Baldwin, and Gordon Bowker, sold only roasted coffee beans sourced from Colombia, Ethiopia, and Indonesia. The turning point came in 1983 when Howard Schultz joined and transformed it from a bean retailer into a full cafe experience after a trip to Italy. He introduced the first latte in 1984 and purchased the company in 1987. The rest is history. Our first stop is Hacienda Alsacia in Costa Rica, the company's own coffee farm. Set on the slopes of the Poas volcano, this 600-acre farm is not just a scenic estate, but a research hub. Starbucks cultivates over 60 different varieties here, focusing on disease resistance and sustainable practices. From seedling to tree, each plant is nurtured with care under the Costa Rican sun. Unlike mass mechanized harvesting, Starbucks picks cherries by hand to ensure only the ripest are selected. Each skilled worker harvests about 100 to 200 pounds per day. This traditional method ensures uniform ripeness, which is critical for flavor consistency. Immediately after harvesting, the cherries go through wet processing. Floating cherries are removed. The rest are pulped to separate the bean from the fruit. The remaining mucilage is broken down via fermentation and thorough washing. Starbucks also invests in water treatment systems to minimize environmental impact. Beans are sun-dried on patios for 1 to 2 weeks until their moisture drops to 11%. They are then stored with protective husks in climate-controlled warehouses to rest. This period stabilizes flavor before roasting. Starbucks roasts up to 1 million pounds of coffee daily. With roast temperatures between 180 degrees Celsius to 250 degrees Celsius, roast levels range from light, bright, acidic, to dark, bold, smoky. Master roasters tweak variables to ensure consistency. Signature roasts include Pike Place Espresso Roast, Sumatra, and Blonde Roast. Each batch is cupped and evaluated by expert tasters. They identify flavor notes, chocolate, floral, earthy, and create blends by adjusting ratios, e.g. 50 to 25 to 25, to form balanced profiles. Blending is considered an art at Starbucks. At the dry milling facility, about 20 women manually inspect beans to remove defects. Beans are then ground to the ideal size, coarse for French press, fine for espresso, and vacuum sealed for freshness. They're now ready to be shipped worldwide. The Clover Vertica machine brews a perfect cup in just 30 seconds. Designed by Starbucks engineers at the Trier Center, this advanced system controls temperature and brewing time with precision. From fruity Ethiopian notes to dark Sumatra richness, the Vertica allows baristas to fine-tune every cup. Using CNC machined parts and stainless steel, each Vertica is built to withstand intense use. Engineers test the heating, brewing, and vacuum systems rigorously before global deployment. Baristas receive specific training to ensure every cup, whether in Paris or Tokyo, tastes exactly right. Starbucks sources milk from top dairy farms in the US, Europe, and New Zealand, all adhering to no RBST policies and animal welfare standards. Regions like Wisconsin, California, and the Netherlands are key suppliers. Milk is collected, chilled to 4 degrees Celsius, pasteurized using UHT technology, and homogenized for smooth consistency. Pasteurized milk is packaged in sterile cartons, sealed, and shipped in refrigerated trucks. Upon arriving at Starbucks stores, it's kept cold and ready for steaming. When a latte is ordered, baristas steam it to exactly 65 degrees Celsius, 149 degrees Fahrenheit. The point where sweetness is optimized before pouring it over espresso to form that creamy, irresistible texture. From farm to cup, every step is controlled. Ethical sourcing, hand harvesting, eco-friendly processing, precision roasting, technological brewing, and high-quality milk. The result? A handcrafted beverage with flavor, consistency, and soul, whether it's a caramel macchiato, cold brew, or a classic cappuccino. Behind your daily Starbucks coffee lies a symphony of processes, people, and precision. It's more than just a drink. It's a global operation rooted in quality, sustainability, and passion. Which Starbucks drink is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating discoveries coming your way. Have you ever held a bottle of Pepsi in your hand and wondered, how did this fizzy drink born in a tiny pharmacy become one of the most iconic beverages on Earth? From humble beginnings to global fame, Pepsi's story is one of bold risks, clever reinventions, and a never-ending rivalry with Coca-Cola. Let's uncover the secrets behind the bottle. Welcome to a journey through time with Pepsi, a brand that has quenched the thirst of millions around the world. In today's video, we'll dive into the origins of the brand, step inside a modern Pepsi factory, and relive the legendary Cola Wars with Coca-Cola. From history and innovation to high-speed bottling and brand battles, everything you've ever wondered about Pepsi is about to be revealed. It all began in 1893 in a small pharmacy in New Bern, North Carolina, where pharmacist Caleb Bradham created a drink he called Brad's Drink. Designed to aid digestion, it was inspired by the enzyme pepsin. By 1898, he renamed it Pepsi Cola, hoping it would not only help digestion but also capture the market's attention. Little did he know that cola mixture would one day fuel a global empire. Pepsi's early journey was rocky. The company filed for bankruptcy twice, in 1923 and again in 1931. At one point, Pepsi even offered to sell itself to Coca-Cola, but the offer was declined. During the Great Depression, Pepsi made a bold move, offering a 12-ounce bottle for just 5 cents, the same price Coca-Cola charged for only 6 ounces. A catchy jingle. Nickel, nickel. Swept across the radio waves and sales skyrocketed. Pepsi clawed its way back from the brink and re-emerged as a serious challenger. By the mid-20th century, Pepsi had positioned itself as the drink of the modern youth. The Pepsi Generation campaign in the 1960s targeted the young and energetic, casting the brand as bold, fresh, and forward-thinking. Over the years, Pepsi enlisted superstars like Michael Jackson in the 80s and Britney Spears in the early 2000s. Each ad became a cultural event, cementing Pepsi's global presence and youthful image. So, what gives Pepsi its signature taste? The answer lies in a secret formula over 100 years old. At its core are purified water, sweeteners like sugar or corn syrup, caffeine, caramel color, and a blend of natural flavors. These ingredients are carefully measured and mixed in giant stainless steel vats controlled by computers. This creates concentrated Pepsi syrup, which is then ready for carbonation and bottling. Inside Pepsi's modern factories, the bottling line moves at lightning speed. Thousands of empty bottles or cans rush along conveyor belts into the cleaning zone. Here, they're sterilized with high-pressure water and air jets. Then, they're filled with Pepsi and infused with CO2 gas for that bubbly fizz. The bottles are quickly sealed with caps or lids. One line can produce up to 36,000 bottles per hour, or 10 bottles every second. Afterward, the bottles are automatically labeled, boxed, and ready to ship. Speed doesn't mean sacrificing quality. Along the line, electronic sensors and smart cameras monitor every bottle. If a cap is loose, a label is crooked, or the volume is off, it's instantly removed. The bottling area is enclosed in sterile chambers with pressurized filtered air to prevent contamination. Technicians also pull random samples to check for taste and consistency. Only bottles that pass every test make it into shipping boxes and delivery trucks. Let's rewind again. From the start, Pepsi was seen as the underdog to Coca-Cola, which debuted 7 years earlier in 1886. As Coca-Cola became a household name, Pepsi worked hard to refine its formula and distribution. By the 1930s, Pepsi was back in the race, and by mid-century, the two brands were neck and neck, a rivalry that would become one of the most iconic in business history. The Cola Wars peaked in the 1970s and 1980s. In 1975, Pepsi launched the famous Pepsi Challenge, offering blind taste tests where most people preferred Pepsi over Coke. Coca-Cola reacted by launching New Coke in 1985, a new formula, but it backfired. The public hated it. Within 3 months, Coca-Cola was forced to bring back the original recipe. It was a huge win for Pepsi and a marketing disaster for Coke. During this era, both brands released legendary commercials, often targeting each other directly, creating a media showdown that captivated the world. Pepsi and Coca-Cola have taken opposite branding approaches. Pepsi embraces youth culture, pop stars, and high energy. Coca-Cola focuses on nostalgia, family values, and emotional warmth. Think Santa Claus or the polar bears. Both approaches work, and fans are often loyal for life. Every time one brand drops a new ad campaign, the other answers with equal force. It's a game of strategy, style, and staying power. Today, Coca-Cola still leads global market share in cola drinks, but Pepsi holds strong and even outpaces Coke in certain regions. More importantly, PepsiCo has diversified into snacks and beverages, owning brands like Lay's, Gatorade, and Tropicana. Coca-Cola has remained beverage-focused. Their competition now spans multiple categories, not just cola. This rivalry pushes both companies to innovate, adapt, and continue shaping the future of refreshment. Pepsi's story is proof that passion, reinvention, and competition can fuel greatness. From a pharmacy recipe to a global icon, Pepsi has never stopped evolving. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like the video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes looks at the brands you love. Thanks for watching, and now you know what's behind the fizz.